Jay-Z's concert was delayed. Myself, along with thousands of people, waited over 5 hours to see this man perform. And as I was looking around, I started to realize that this is bigger than music. And I'm actually surprised that nobody's talking about this.
The line was in the Bronx. Like, it was all the way down the block. It was insane. They had to shut down doors. You literally heard the boom, boom, boom banging on the doors.
Yankee, 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 pause. Yankee, 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 everything Yankee. Like, I can understand the Yankee moment, but not Yankee everything. Pause. Because Yankee is now a pause.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still trying to process everything that happened recently. Seriously, I'm still riding that wave. Not like that. I'm talking about the excitement. My energy is still somewhere floating above Yankee Stadium, and it honestly feels like I haven't fully made it back to reality yet. Listen, this wasn't just a concert. It was a huge cultural moment, a full-on experience, something people are gonna be talking about for years. Folks are gonna say, girl, remember where you were when Jay-Z shut New York down? Because there's just no way to forget a moment like that. And before I get into all the details, I need everybody to do one thing for me. Pause what you're watching, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and go grab some popcorn. Matter of fact, if you're old enough, pour yourself a little sparkling drink because this conversation is about to be packed. I'm breaking everything down step by step with no shortcuts and no skipping the good parts. We're talking about the big moments, the wild surprises, the funny reactions, the celebrity appearances, the crowd energy, and everything in between. Now, first of all, can we talk about the fact that this show didn't even start on time? It wasn't delayed by just an hour or even 2 hours. This event was pushed back for more than 3 hours. The moment I heard that, I thought, Lord, people are about to lose their patience. But then more details started coming out. Apparently, thousands and thousands of people had gathered around Yankee Stadium. Some didn't even have tickets, while others were still waiting to make it through security. Reports said around 10,000 people were outside trying to get in, or were stuck in the long lines, and security decided to temporarily lock things down because they were concerned the huge crowd could become unsafe. Honestly, I can't even argue with that decision, because we've all seen what can happen when massive crowds become difficult to manage. If delaying the concert meant everyone had a better chance of getting home safely, then delaying it was the right call. Still, people were waiting for a long time. I even saw footage of fans stretched out outside, trying to get some rest, using their hoodies as makeshift pillows while they waited. One man was snoring so loudly, I almost thought somebody brought a sleep machine into Yankee Stadium. You seriously couldn't make this up. And the funniest part? Nobody wanted to leave. Nobody at all. Everybody kept saying the same thing. If Jay comes out, I'm staying. That right there tells you just how much respect and support people have for Jay-Z. Then everything shifted. Jay finally walked onto the stage at around 12:20 in the morning. By that point, I would have already grabbed another meal, complained a few more times, and started wondering why I was still waiting. But the second Jay stepped out, the entire stadium erupted with excitement. One of the first things he did was acknowledge the delay. He made it clear they weren't trying to waste anyone's time. The delay happened because they wanted to make sure everyone could get inside as safely as possible without the massive crowd creating dangerous conditions. See, that's leadership. Whether you're a Jay-Z fan or not, you have to respect someone who puts people's safety ahead of entertainment. Once the music finally started, though, the whole atmosphere changed, because this wasn't just another concert anymore. This turned into what Jay called extra innings, and honestly, the name couldn't have fit better. Extra special guests, extra performances, extra energy, extra unforgettable moments, everything felt bigger than expected. Jay made the call, and it seemed like everybody showed up. Then came the biggest surprise of the night, and when this superstar stepped onto the stage, the entire crowd completely lost it. Rihanna. If you've been paying attention, you know she hasn't been making a lot of major stage appearances lately. The second she walked out, the stadium exploded with excitement. People were screaming, phones shot into the air, and some fans were so overwhelmed they could hardly believe what they were seeing. It felt like one of those moments nobody expected, but everyone will remember. She performed Run This Town. Then she followed it up with Bitch Better Have My Money, and the entire stadium instantly turned into one massive celebration. I'm not gonna lie, seeing Jay and Rihanna sharing the stage again brought back so many memories. It reminded everyone just how many unforgettable moments and musical eras these two have helped create together. Before the crowd could even catch his breath, guess who walked out next? Beyonce. Seriously, how you top that? You really don't. Beyonce returned to close out the weekend alongside Jay, and the chemistry between them was still undeniable. The energy was through the roof, the crowd was loving every second, and they performed Drunk in Love together, while the dancers created a stunning visual backdrop that made the whole performance feel even bigger. And I kept thinking, these two really know how to create moments, not just performances, real moments that people remember for years. That's the kind of experience that sticks with you long after the music ends. But wait, Jay still wasn't finished. Next thing you know, Usher walked out. Now listen, Usher has been on an incredible run lately, with sold-out tours, his Vegas shows, the Super Bowl, and so much more. So when he jumped into Heart of the City, the crowd knew every single word and sang along from start to finish. Then he followed it up with Throwback, and at that point, it was obvious Jay wasn't about to let the energy slow down for even a second.
And that still wasn't all the special guests, not even close. After that, it started feeling less like a concert and more like the ultimate hip-hop reunion. Tiana Taylor came out, Pharrell showed up, Clips hit the stage, then Swizz Beatz, Jermaine Dupri, Jeezy, Fat Joe, and Jadakiss kept the surprises coming one after another, making every few minutes feel bigger than the last. Every time I thought, okay, this has to be the last surprise, somebody else stepped onto the stage. It just kept going. Honestly, I would have been exhausted just trying to introduce everybody. Then I had to check out some of the videos people were posting online because they were absolutely hilarious. Some celebrities were outside the stadium just hanging around and walking through the crowd like regular people. Others looked completely worn out. One guy looked like he had already accepted that Yankee Stadium was his new home for the day. Then I saw fans actually trying to sleep while they waited. I said, so nobody booked a hotel? Everybody really stayed out here for Jay-Z? And after seeing everything that happened inside, I can honestly understand why. If you had left early, you would have missed some unforgettable moments. Then I spotted Rocky arriving with Baby Rocky, and I thought that was such a cool moment. Right away, people started talking about Rihanna being inside, and social media wasted no time putting the pieces together and sharing their reactions. And then Tyler Perry showed up. The funny part? For a minute, it felt like the internet almost forgot about the concert because everyone started talking about his outfit.
People waited because they trusted the experience would be worth it. Think about that. In a world where people won't even wait 5 seconds for a video to load, thousands of people waited 5 hours. Why? Because over decades, Jay-Z has built trust. He's built consistency. He's built a relationship with his audience where they believe if he says he's going to deliver, oh, he's gonna deliver, honey. And supposedly he spent close to $1 million to make sure that the show still went on.
People kept joking that he was dressed just like some of the younger fans outside. I had to laugh because people online really notice every little detail. Nothing slips past social media. Before we move on, I almost forgot another moment that had everyone talking. Glorilla was in the building too, and the cameras definitely found her. She and her boyfriend ended up appearing on a giant stadium screen. The second they popped up, the crowd reacted right away. You already know how those big arena cameras work. As soon as they land on someone well-known, everybody reaches for their phones, trying to capture the moment before it disappears. I'm not gonna lie, they looked great together, and social media wasted absolutely no time doing what it does best. People instantly started posting clips, zooming in, making jokes, talking about body language, and suddenly it seemed like everyone online had become a relationship expert overnight. I had to laugh because the internet really doesn't let celebrities enjoy a public moment without turning it into a trending topic. People notice every smile, every glance, and every little gesture like they're analyzing every frame. Somebody even said, forget the kiss cam. Jay-Z got the whole industry outside tonight. And after seeing how many familiar faces showed up, that comment didn't seem like much of an exaggeration.
That's leadership. That is customer service. That is what building a community really looks like. So the biggest lesson that I walked away with wasn't about entertainment. It was this: your brand isn't measured by how many followers you have. It's measured by how much trust you have actually earned. And trust is built by you keeping the promises that you make. Last night, Jay-Z got on that stage after we waited 5 hours and said,
"We're gonna have a good time tonight. I got some shit for y'all."
Now let's talk about the set list, because this is where I realized Jay wasn't just performing songs. He was taking fans through different chapters of his career. Night 1 celebrated Reasonable Doubt. Night 2 focused on The Blueprint. Then Night 3 felt like a true celebration with nearly 50 songs spanning different eras of his music. He even performed classics like Can't Knock the Hustle, with Teyana Taylor stepping into the Mary J. Blige role, giving longtime fans another memorable moment. He performed You Don't Know, then linked up with Jeezy for Seen It All and Go Crazy. The crowd's energy went through the roof when No Church in the Wild started playing. Pharrell joined him for Excuse Me Miss, Frontin', and Allure, and then Clips and Pharrell reunited for Grindin'. That beat still gets an unbelievable reaction every single time. As soon as it dropped, the entire stadium came alive. Then came Empire State of Mind, and no matter how many times you hear that song, hearing it in New York just feels different. It's almost become an anthem for the city.
he was not lying. He bought Rihanna out of retirement, Swiss Beats, Beyonce, Pharrell, The Clips, Jermaine Dupri, Teyana Taylor. Like, talk about over-delivering. He also was flawless in his execution. Success isn't just about building an audience. It's about becoming someone that people are willing to wait for.
After that came appearances from Fat Joe and Jadakiss, followed by Jay performing Lucifer with a stripped-down delivery that gave the moment an unforgettable feel. To wrap things up, Encore felt like the perfect ending, or at least it seemed that way. Jay still had one more surprise waiting. The night finished with an incredible fireworks display over Yankee Stadium, featuring a design inspired by Jean-Michel Basquiat's famous crown. I just watched the footage thinking, this man really understands how to put on a show. Everything had meaning and everything felt carefully planned. Now let's talk about the fans, because they had plenty of stories to tell. Some people called it the greatest concert they'd ever attended, while others kept saying the long wait was worth every minute. One fan posted, "I forgot how tired I was the second Rihanna walked out." Another person wrote, "Jay-Z gave us a whole festival in one night." Someone else even said, "I would have waited another 3 hours for that lineup." Now that's some serious dedication. Of course, not everyone was happy about the delay. A few fans admitted they were frustrated and worn out, and honestly, that's completely understandable, because waiting for hours isn't easy. Even so, many of those same fans later said the performances made the experience worthwhile. In my opinion, Night 3 felt like it was celebrating more than just Jay-Z. It celebrated New York.
And from what I'm told by the people that I was sitting out there with, is that security wasn't really doing the best job at like managing the amount of people who were coming in. People started to get upset. Things were taking a while. Some people didn't like the way security was talking to them. So it got a little crazy at the doors. Now, when that happened, of course, it was a ground stop. They had to shut everything down. They shut all the doors, even the talent entrance. Like, I was on the talent side. You had people pulling up and literally having to wait outside.
Hip-hop and artists who have stayed relevant across different generations. Seeing so many performers share one stage was a powerful reminder of how connected those different eras of music really are. And that's what made this feel different from a typical stadium show. It wasn't just about one artist performing hit after hit. It felt like a tribute to decades of music, with every guest adding another layer to the night. Watching legends and newer stars share the same stage gave the whole event a special kind of energy that you just can't plan overnight.
So what exactly was the issue? Like, they weren't ready to seat people right away, or like was
No,
it
people-
It was a lot of people, and I think the amount of people. Jay-Z actually addressed it the minute he got on stage. Let's take a listen to Jay-Z.
Explain the delay to you guys. It was like 10,000 people outside, and they closed all the doors, and somebody rushed the door, and they closed the door for you guys' safety and everybody's safety outside.
Another thing people kept pointing out was how smooth the performances flowed together. Even with so many surprise appearances, the show never felt rushed or random.
One minute, you were celebrating a classic record, and the next, another familiar face would step out to keep the excitement going. Every transition kept the crowd guessing, and nobody knew who might appear next. Then there was the production itself. The massive screens, the lighting, the stage design, and the way everything was timed made each performance feel even bigger. Even fans watching clips afterward said the videos only captured part of the atmosphere because being inside the stadium was a completely different experience. What really stood out to me was how every generation in the crowd seemed to have its own favorite moment. Some fans were waiting for the early classics that helped build Jay's career, while others were hoping to hear the songs they grew up with. Every time another record started, a different section of the stadium erupted like it was the moment they had been waiting for all night. I also noticed people online comparing videos from different parts of the stadium, and it was wild to see how every section had its own perspective.
And Jay-Z's team, they came out there with us and they were really trying to get it together. They're really a part of the reason why they started the show. And the biggest thing was they wanted everybody to be safe. And I think they handled it for the best way that they could, Then the show went on. So then inside of the show last night, Jay-Z brought out a ton of people. Jeezy, Rihanna, Beyonce, Pharrell. Let's take a listen to Rihanna hitting the stage. She hasn't done it in a while. Let's take a listen.
Some fans were close enough to catch every expression on stage, while others had the perfect view of the giant screens, the lights, and the full production. No matter where people were sitting, everyone seemed to walk away with a different story to tell. Even the little unscripted moments made the night feel more personal. Between songs, you could see artists smiling, pointing into the crowd, greeting familiar faces, and soaking in the atmosphere. Those small interactions made the entire event feel less like a performance and more like a genuine celebration shared with thousands of fans. Another thing that caught my attention was how much thought seemed to go into the pacing of the show. Just when the crowd settled into one performance, another surprise would raise the energy all over again. It never felt like the excitement was fading because there was always something new waiting around the corner. Fans also couldn't stop talking about the little details that made the night stand out. From the visuals on the giant screens to the lighting that matched each song, every part of the production helped create a different mood. Even people watching clips afterward kept saying there were so many small moments they missed the first time because there was so much happening at once.
Jay-Z made history by selling nearly 50,000 tickets a night, 3 nights straight at Yankee Stadium. So it got me thinking, which other rappers could do that? 3 separate nights, the first 2 being a classic album each night, and the third night being a medley of classic songs. 50K people a night. Here's my short list, but let me know who's missing. Outkast, Eminem, Kanye. And each of them could honestly do multiple nights in a row with classic albums.
Then there were the reactions from everyone in attendance. Every time the cameras panned across the crowd, you could see people singing every word, recording videos, hugging friends, and simply enjoying the experience together. It felt like one of those rare nights where thousands of people were sharing the same excitement, and that kind of atmosphere is hard to recreate no matter how big the stage is. One thing I kept hearing over and over was that this didn't feel like a regular anniversary concert. It felt more like a thank you to the fans who had supported Jay through every chapter of his career. Every surprise guest, every song choice, and every performance seemed to reflect a different piece of that journey. There were also plenty of conversations about how carefully the set list was put together. Instead of rushing from one hit to another, the show mixed fan favorites with deeper cuts that longtime listeners instantly recognized. You could tell who had been following Jay's music for years, because the second those tracks started, they were already singing every word without missing a beat. Even after the final songs wrapped up, people weren't in any hurry to leave. Fans stayed around, taking photos, talking about their favorite performances, and trying to rank the biggest surprises of the night. Some couldn't decide whether Rihanna's appearance was the standout moment.
Now, some other news that came out of this weekend on night 1, Jay-Z cut his hair. Not right then and there, but we did get to watch a video of Beyonce cutting his hair, so he has the low cut, so the new music people think is on the way. But Jay-Z dropped another freestyle on the stage about a lot of the boycotting conversation and Colin Kaepernick. Let's take a listen.
They say I sold out. Yeah, I did sell out. 3 nights, I sold Yankee Stadium the hell out. I'm a target. You ain't, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott. You posted on Instagram, That's meta, boy. Stop it.
While others insisted Beyonce, Usher, or the long list of special guests made the entire experience impossible to compare to any ordinary concert. As more clips started making the rounds, fans began catching details they had completely missed during the show. One video focused on the stage, another showed the crowd's reaction, and someone else captured a surprise entrance from a totally different angle. It almost felt like every new clip revealed another piece of the experience that people hadn't noticed before. A lot of people also pointed out how relaxed the artist looked throughout the night. Instead of feeling overly scripted, many of the moments came across as natural, with performers smiling, laughing, and interacting with one another between songs. That made the entire event feel even more genuine, like everyone was simply enjoying being part of such a memorable celebration. And you could tell the audience appreciated every second of it. From the front rows to the highest seats in the stadium, fans stayed fully locked into the performances. Every familiar beat sparked another huge reaction. Every surprise appearance brought another wave of excitement, and the energy never seemed to disappear as the night kept unfolding with one unforgettable moment after another.
I know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They digging deep for narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check. I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, I'm signing on. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as him. I'm the one they can't control. We better be glad as him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them.
Another thing that really stood out was how this event seemed to bring together people from completely different backgrounds and generations. You had longtime fans who remember Jay's earliest albums standing right next to younger listeners who discovered his music years later. Somehow, every group found something to connect with, and that made the atmosphere feel even more special. People also started sharing their own favorite memories from previous Jay-Z concerts, comparing them with everything they had just experienced.
Yeah, so in that freestyle, he's addressing.
He love an acapella freestyle. He love.
And I think he was gonna go a lot further. I think he stopped, but I think he was gonna go a lot further. I think he had bars for bars. He talks about Kaepernick getting a check from the NFL, but not being able to talk about it.
Yes, and he also goes at people who say that, because he works with the NFL, he's controlled. He's saying, y'all lucky I'm there because I'm not. He's also pushing back at people who are talking about the fact that, remember, those reasonable doubt things were being sold at Target, and people were like, yo, you're not with the boycott, and he's like, y'all are on Meta, y'all are on Twitter. So he's calling out the hypocrisy there.
Some said this was the strongest lineup of guest appearances they had ever seen, while others felt a mix of classic records, surprise performances, and stage production made this one stand out from the rest. Everyone seemed to have a different reason for calling it unforgettable. Then there were the small behind-the-scenes moments that fans picked up on after watching recordings again. Quick conversations between artists, smiles exchanged before songs began, and little reactions that were easy to miss in real time all added another layer to the experience. Those tiny details made the night feel even more authentic and gave people plenty to look back on as they replayed the event from different angles. One of the biggest talking points afterward was just how many unforgettable moments were packed into a single night. Most concerts have 1 or 2 highlights that everyone remembers, but this one kept stacking surprise after surprise. Every time fans thought they had seen the biggest moment, something else happened that had the whole stadium buzzing with excitement. It was also interesting to see how different people walked away with completely different favorite performances.
As well. At 3 a.m. Our time, New York time, there was a statement by a source given to TMZ that says, sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Sports that the big issue with Jay-Z's freestyle, when he addresses Colin Kaepernick and he talks about signing a non-disparagement agreement, the source is saying that is not true. They're saying that when Colin Kaepernick settled with the NFL, that is not true, that he didn't sign anything. And if he did sign something, he wouldn't have been able to post things like when he talked about the fact that they weren't allowing him to do certain things like work out.
Some couldn't stop talking about Rihanna's return to the stage, while others were still replaying Usher's appearance or the incredible lineup of hip-hop legends who joined Jay throughout the night. That's what made the show feel so unique. There wasn't just one defining moment because there were so many to choose from. Even the atmosphere outside the performances became part of the experience. Fans were trading stories, comparing videos they had recorded, and laughing about the unexpected moments they witnessed while waiting for the show to begin. Looking back, it felt like every part of the night gave people another memory they'd be talking about long after the stadium lights faded. The more I looked into everything, the more I realized this event was filled with little moments that didn't always make the headlines. While everyone focused on the biggest surprise guests, plenty of fans were talking about the unexpected interactions happening throughout the stadium. Sometimes the loudest reactions came from the smallest moments that weren't even part of the original plan.
Another thing people kept mentioning was how much appreciation Jay showed for everyone who came out.
I wish Jay-Z wouldn't address things like that a cappella at freestyles. I mean, acapella, what am I trying to say?
Okay?
No, I'm tired. Acapella at concerts and freestyles.
Why?
I would rather hear that more in depth in a song.
In song.
Yes. But also to go back to that, what Jay-Z said in that statement, there wasn't some type of confidentiality agreement signed between Cap and the NFL.
So basically Cap got a check, right? That's what we're saying.
Between performances, he took time to acknowledge the crowd, and you could tell the fans were giving that same energy right back. After waiting so long for the show to begin, the connection between the stage and the audience felt even stronger once everything was finally underway. Looking back at all the performances, it's easy to see why so many people describe the night as more than just a concert. It blended classic hits, surprise appearances, unforgettable visuals, and thousands of fans sharing the same experience in one place. Every chapter of the show seemed to build naturally into the next, and there were still a few moments that deserve a closer look. This never felt like it was about proving Jay-Z is still relevant. His impact on music has already been established. Instead, it felt like a celebration of the journey, the music, and the incredible number of artists and fans who have been part of that story over the years. It was a chance to look back at how far everything has come while creating another unforgettable chapter. Now, I already know people are going to have different opinions, so let's settle it in the comments. Which night takes the top spot for you? Was it night 1 celebrating Reasonable Doubt, night 2 honoring the blueprint, or night 3 with the surprise guests, the marathon set list, and the incredible production? For me, night 3 was an unforgettable experience from start to finish, but I also understand why longtime Jay-Z fans might pick night 1 for its meaning and history. So what do you think? If you could only attend one of the 3 nights, which one would you choose? And what was your favorite surprise of the entire weekend? Was it Rihanna, Beyonce, Usher, or someone else? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more updates, share this video with other music fans, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to see which night you think came out on top.